Howdy all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and I love real Star Wars. First generation Star Wars fan, EU guy, franchise, closest to my heart. I will fight for Star Wars till the end of my days because future generations must know that George's vision exists. And it isn't Disney Star Wars, which is complete and utter trash. But that doesn't mean we can't have some fun with the Disney Star Wars news that we have basically been granted like manna from heaven this week. What happened? First of all, we had the Charmin Obaid-Chinoy controversy from the other week. And what did they try to do this week? They tried to change the narrative. They gave us the news, the jangly keys, that there's going to be a Mandalorian Grogu movie. And then right on top of that, oh look, Ahsoka Season 2. The stands, they wet themselves, they touch themselves, they cry, they vomit, they scream. They had their usual weirdo reactions to it. We go, I can't wait to make more money than Disney does, because that's the truth. Disney doesn't make money on Star Wars. It's just an obvious fact now. The movies, maybe a couple of them made a little profit, but ever since the failure that was Rise of Skywalker, Disney Star Wars hasn't made a penny. Everything on Disney Plus doesn't make money. Merch rots on shelves. They had to shut down the billion-dollar boondoggle that was the Galactic Star Cruiser, and nobody goes to Galaxy's Edge. So what do you have left? That's the reality. What do you got left? Disney Star Wars doesn't move the needle with the population. The public doesn't care. Only the stands on X Twitter are remotely interested in it, and they pretend it's a big deal, but in fact, there's only a handful of them whining and crying about it on X Twitter. What do you do if you're Disney? You drop another little tidbit to distract people and maybe get a little bit of attention, because what else are you going to do? Late last night, they dropped this little tidbit. What if version of Star Wars reportedly in the works at Disney? Now, this is not a confirmation. I am not confirming this. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I do want to talk about it and the reality of why you're choosing to do What If. Let's look at what Marvel is doing. What is the MCU doing with their What If? They've chosen to do What If because they're all out of ideas. The MCU is run dry. That's why the What If thing happens, and still nobody watches it. But Star Wars, maybe we can get a little more attention from the normies, from the apathetic group, from those who have walked away, if we play around with characters we care about, because that's the core of the conversation here. A what-if scenario deals with characters you care about in situations that didn't happen. It allows you to get away from characters that you are uninterested in. Disney Star Wars choosing the what-if path is abandoning all hope on Disney Star Wars. And some of the stands can't quite comprehend it. This is one of my favorites. I call him the collaborator because he spends, I would say, 40% of his time on X Twitter claiming to be a Star Wars fan, but then spends the other 60% denigrating George Lucas' Star Wars and putting the sequel trilogy in Disney Star Wars above it. Everything's fine, guys. Let's all be happy, kumbaya together. But you have to like Disney Star Wars. Otherwise, you're toxic. And this guy has attacked the Fellowship in the past. So just saying. But he's one of my favorites. And he says here, cannot comprehend choosing to focus on a what-if Star Wars series when there are so many sections of the actual canon timeline that desperately need fleshing out. Star Wars is a wide enough universe that canon stories deserve priority, in my opinion. Well, that's one of the favorite things I'll have to point out whenever the stands decide to try and call things canon. The fact that I have to constantly point out that Disney Star Wars is the canon timeline shows how weak your foundation is. And what does he point out here? Oh, look, he points out things that Disney has destroyed. First of all, the Revan, the Old Republic Malak, that doesn't exist on the Disney timeline. That's not official canon anymore. That's actual Star Wars canon, but not in Disney. What do I care? Oh, an Anakin Obi-Wan adventure. Gee, that's great. And just for the record, that's not what his lightsaber looked like when he was a Padawan. Just for the record. Over here, a Ben Solo story. What? What? Who's asking for a Ben Solo story? Nobody. Kylo Ren, fake Jason Solo? No, thank you. And then they've all but erased Darth Plagueis and Palpatine's rise from the Disney canon again. They don't care about this stuff. So what I love here is this guy's talking about, I don't understand. Why aren't you focused on this stuff? Because of the reason I just told you. They're desperate. Nobody cares about Moray or Makrilo. Nobody cares about these things. Nobody cares about any of it. People care about Luke, Han, Leia, Vader, Obi-Wan, and the cast of characters that George Lucas created, which is why, if this is true, they're putting into production a what-if scenario so they can milk characters people care about. That's the truth. But these people, these stands, they don't comprehend it. They cannot, with their little hive mind brain, realize nobody wants Disney Star Wars characters. And then their little hive mind fake fan thinking jumble together real Star Wars with fake Star Wars, not understanding that Disney Star Wars has already abandoned this stuff. And then it doesn't even fit with what they're doing. Disney Star Wars has no plan. They aren't interested in appeasing and making stories for real fans who have been there for 40 plus years. All they're interested in is appeasing these twits who only care about Star Wars since 2012. Me? Let it happen. Keep doing it, Disney. Make a what if. I would watch, maybe, a what if simply to see what they choose to talk about and which episodes people actually then talk about.
Do it.
If they make a what if Rey went Sith versus what if Anakin didn't fall, which one will people talk about? Which one will people be interested in? That would prove my point even further. Real fans want actual Star Wars characters and actual Star Wars stories they can grab onto and understand. They don't want Disney fan fiction trash. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube. Hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about fake fan, SJW, and whiny tourist fifis. Hit the notification button to my videos if you like what I'm preaching, and by all means, leave a comment. Love to hear from the real Star Wars fan out there. I care what you think. I do not care what the fake fans, SJWs, and tourists have to say, because 201, you are all cowards behind keyboards, and all you do is make me laugh. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.